Badger Ranch is the culmination of a 20-year vision to build Woodway's finest community.
We took 250 acres of pristine Central Texas hill country and crafted an outstanding neighborhood. The final 10 acres, also known as Hyde Park, will be the grand finale of the site.
Previously, we've attempted to rezone the property for multifamily or planned commercial, but we've heard our neighbors when you've said you wanted more homes.
So that's what we're attempting to do, rezone it for residential use.
You know, we have mutual goals for a quality development that's environmentally sensitive. Consider this: the aesthetic you so passionately want preserved is the direct result of the hard work we put in over the last 20 years. The trees, the creeks, the deer even are still here because what we do works.
Yes, we're developers, but more importantly, we're homeowners and neighbors. We've got as much to protect around here as anybody.
The original plan was for 384 home sites, so we intentionally reduced that to 162. The idea was we wanted to preserve the wildlife, the trees, the creeks, the streams, and the lake.
Our group intends to develop and sell this final remaining site with the same care and skill that we did with the first piece and the rest of the area that we now enjoy.
In the past, we've attempted to rezone this, but we have heard you say that you would prefer to have homes. Now we are bringing you what you requested, which is residential zoning.
So even though we enjoy being visited by our dear friends, turkeys, roadrunners, and even snakes, after carving out 162 home sites, we continue to coexist with the wildlife.
We now want to develop this last area with the same care that we've used from the beginning. In order to do this effectively, we must utilize PUD, Planned Unit Development, in order to preserve our natural resources.
So why is PUD zoning important? 2 reasons. 1, it allows us to have less than 100-foot lot widths. 2, it allows us to have 0 lot line homes. Now note, that doesn't mean any common walls are touching in here. There's still 10 feet separation between homes. This simply allows us to preserve a whole lot more trees and allow us to keep a much more natural look to this development. So here's what's wrong with R1 zoning for this particular site. We have 90 foot of fall from the top to the bottom, and if we regrade every lot at 100-foot widths, we will lose all the trees throughout the entire site. This will completely destroy the natural aesthetic that we both so passionately want to preserve.
R1 would be a plain, unattractive development with numerous front-facing driveways onto Sandalwood, Merrifield, and Ritchie.
Rezoning is a process that was intentionally placed into the City of Woodway's ordinance in order for it to achieve the highest and best use of its land. This is exactly what it was intended to do, in order to preserve the integrity of our natural resources.
These 40 lots will not tax our existing systems. We've already engineered in advance for this to accommodate all the needs coming off of this site.
Traffic flow in reality is a non-issue. In fact, the proposed Hyde Park Drive connecting Merrifield to Ritchie will provide an alternate route in case of emergency for our neighbors on Harbor Drive.
Personally, I've never sat behind more than 3 cars at the intersection of Sandalwood and Ritchie. Our plan won't create any additional traffic congestion issues.
Currently, R1 use allows for church use, but imagine if we sell to a large church and the impact that has on traffic.
The beauty of planned unit development is that once approved, any developer must build exactly what is designed.
The fact is, we already have 2 PUDs in Badger Ranch already. This is not opening up Pandora's box. That's the beauty of planned unit development. Whatever the developer presents to the City Council is exactly what we must deliver.
R1 zoning and 100-foot widths will result in a loss of trees, natural beauty, and economics. This will compromise the beauty of the design.
We want to avoid R1 zoning for those reasons.
There is precedent for rezoning. Without it, we wouldn't have local grocery stores or restaurants. It all came from rezoning.
There is a precedent where City Council has overridden the P&Z opinion. It happened on the corner of Ritchie Road and Chapel Roads, where they rezoned for commercial use. The city leaders, they stepped up, exercised good judgment, they used some political capital to overcome the opposition, so the city could use the property for its highest and best use.
PUD zoning assures that what is designed and approved must be built according to that plan.
We've been a part of Badger Ranch for going on 20 years now.
Our first 5 phases are completed, and the wildlife that runs through our neighborhood has never been healthier. Elizabeth and I love the roadrunner and deer that we see on a daily basis.
Regina and I have already built 2 houses in Badger, and we'd like to buy a lot in Hyde Park for our next season of life. And we're hoping that we can be your neighbor, because we believe the best is yet to be.